360 view. So these are the things that we are implementing slowly with our new design and website. So to make sure the bikes are all right. Also, if somebody goes and see the bike is not all right, we tell them just leave the bike there. We'll find you another bike, because now we own bikes in every island. So if you have a trouble, you not get the bikes, we'll make sure that one of our own bike, reserve bike, will give it to you.
Do you need any, like, because of the government in Philippines, did you have to have some kind of licenses from them, and what did you actually have to do?
So you study macro and microeconomies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every country has their own laws, and you have to follow their laws. For us, we cannot own a corporation which we have in the Philippines. It has to be 60-40. So I cannot be owner of 100% my business in the Philippines. So we have to find 3 local Filipinos and 2 foreigners can create a corporation. So our corporation in the Philippines is divided into 60-40. We own 40% of the corporation. The Filipino partner owns 60% of the corporation. So you will face these laws in every country. When I came to Denmark, I was as a student. I couldn't own the company here, being a student visa. So I have to apply for a Danish entrepreneur, get approval, and then change my visa into entrepreneur visa, and then I was able to register CVR in Denmark. So you have to find which market you're going in.
Okay.
Can I take from him and then
of
get
course.
Do you at some point want to expand to another country, try it somewhere else?
So what we are doing is we are building our better version of the website. What you see is a minimum viable product. We built it in PHP, and now we are working in React and Node.js, if anybody of you know that, which is more scalable, and we are putting everything onto the cloud server, AWS, Amazon. So that's a plan that once we have done everything on those things, then we started to expand. And I think still in the Philippines, there's so much to expand and there are so many things to do. So we are still trying to learn from this one market, because we don't want to make those mistakes in the other markets. So we are still building our database and software, because right now it's becoming too big database for us. So how we want to structure the database that can fix all the other markets. Yeah.
I would ask if there is a Gojek or any kind of similar app or company in the Philippines, or in general, who's the competition there?
So there are now many companies open in US. I think there was also in Holland. I know there was a Twisted Ride in US. Then there are bike bookings, a similar concept, but bike bookings was more by business to business. We are customer to customer. So it's becoming more, since people could see that we have this, many people are trying. And even sometimes, people are sending us messages that you can upload your bikes, and then we can see who's our competitors, a good way for us to see. Another thing, if you have studied branding, so I had this book when I was studying marketing and management, and I studied branding subject, and there was called shadow branding and umbrella branding, I forgot the terms. So what we did, that we have book 2 wheel, but we created so many shadow brands around the book 2 wheel. It could be Cebu rental motorbike, Manila rental motorbike, for the SEO purpose, and also to diverse our customer, because today customer, they go 10 different places, but the thing we do, that all the 10 places you go are mostly owned by us. So it's kind of monopoly that we play in the market, but that's a marketing strategy that we use, that how we can get diverse customer from different channels. Yeah.
Following up what he said, expanding into another market, you obviously had to look a lot into culture in Philippines, and how did you implement culture into your strategy when you went to the Philippines, and how would you redo it again for another country?
Right. So with doing business in Philippines, so when I was 18, I moved to Philippines. So I had I moved 2008 to the Philippines, and I moved Denmark 2013. So in that period, I knew well culture, I knew well the language, and so I understand how they think. It's very important for you to know your market size and see how the culture is. The Filipino culture is a very friendly culture. I have to go with them, I have to eat with them, I have to stay at their places. I have to get to know their family. I have to get to know their kids. We bring strong ties with these people to understand. So if I have to do something to another country, I might not have this time to learn all over 5 years again, but I would rather have the people. You know, when you grow business, it's not you grow, it's the people may grow business. So we will have the same team that we did for the Philippines. We will do the same thing. Might we face different challenges, but we learn from those challenges. But it has to be local people now, the people from another country. If I want to do business in Denmark, I would hire Danish people for sure, who knows the market and who can do the things. Yes. Martin, yes?
Okay.
Yep.
I have a couple of questions, but I'll start with one. Do you have any tips for the Entrepreneurship Awards for everybody's here going?
So with the Internship Award, I'm going to lecture tomorrow.
Yeah?
Actually, I made a PowerPoint explaining how you should pitch, how many minutes you should pitch in every part. If you want
to meet the students again tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh,
if
okay,
you
I
want to
don't
come.
I have actually a question related to that, like, because you have 4 minutes to pitch,
Yeah.
and then you get 4 minutes that the judges will talk to you, and then you need to do the pitch again, and you get
Yeah.
some kind of advice. How was that for you?
You want it today, those things, or tomorrow? I can do it
I
today.
think you should take it tomorrow if you have that plan already.
All right.
Okay.
So first you need to know that what's the environment look like. When I went there, I saw thousands of people. I got confused, like, you know, it was like a poultry farm, like chick, 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 everywhere is going on. It's a lot of thing, and you will be very nervous. And I was shitting in my pants as well, because, you know, the stage fear is every time I step on the stage is always fear, no matter how many times I stand here. It's always stage fear. So how environment is going to look like, there will be 1, 2, 3 places, and there will be tables where you will go one-on-one with somebody who you are going to pitch. So what a lucky case we had was that the first lady we went to pitch, she said, I don't understand English, so find another one. So we quickly jumped to another guy who could understand. His name was Carsten, I think, who we pitched. So Carsten understand English very well, and we prepared ourselves in the PowerPoint, a very easy PowerPoint. It was similar like that PowerPoint. And I practiced this 100 times what I want to say, or maybe more. And I had a partner, was Julia. So my problem is I can't remember things. I have this kind of ADHD symptoms, like, you know, I can't focus things, you know, that's my problem. And she was there to check me on everything, and, you know, she listened my pitch 100 times, and we make sure that every part that we're going to say is that many seconds. So we rehearsal this pitch 100 times to finish it in 4 minutes. And I did this thing for you tomorrow. I categorized every part of the pitch, that how many seconds it should be. So you have to do the same thing. So you will go in, first guy, you will pitch him. And if you are lucky, there will be 30 points. So I think you will have 3 points, 10, 10, 10. And make sure he gives you 10 out of 10. Because then you're going to go to, there will be hundreds of people there. And then out of hundreds, you will be only 5. And then you will pitch again for 4 minutes, and then they will ask you answering question. Make sure to have your pitch ready. If I like this clicker, borrow from here, otherwise somebody's get. And only one guy should pitch. If you are 3 people, 4 people, there's nothing wrong to one guy pitch. The guy who can speak fluently, the guy who can speak slowly but people can understand, and louder. Sometimes your microphone is not working, so make sure the person who is pitching is loud enough. He can speak. And also always prepare for the worst, because sometimes this thing doesn't work. So make sure you have print out those things, and there will be judges. Give them your PowerPoint. So when you are going through, if this thing is not working, they can flip to the pages. These are the things I learned. I was very much ready, and bring the water with you. Your throat gonna dry when you are nervous, right? So take your time on the stage and speak slowly and clearly.
And the rest for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, the rest for tomorrow.
Okay, then I have another question instead. What are the 2 things you think that has been most important that has made you a success I don't know how you define success, but at least you've got a running company and that's growing all the time, right? So what has been two important things that maybe you do or a way you are and the way you act that has affected this?
All right. So I told you as I was young, I had suffering with this problem with ADHD thing, right? I couldn't focus on the things, and I had my high school with fail in one exam, and I have to redo my high school exam, and then I have to fail many exams to become better myself. Everybody always looked down on me that I'm not going to be success. So for me, failure is not option. I would fail and I would stand up again, and that was the same thing for my business. I don't want to fail because every day when my parents or my people will call me, they will say, hey, you haven't reached anywhere. So for me it was personal fire, you know. There's no chance for me to failure. I have to try again and again. That's the one way for me. The second thing of motivation is when you see your thing is growing and benefiting other people, I can't stop doing that now. I want to make more people benefit. I want to make more people to get out of something. So that's my second motivation to increasing my business bigger and bigger. And also one thing, do not cheat anybody in the business and be honest to anybody. Because you cheat with one person, he's going to tell you 100% he cheated on me. If you promise something, give it to that person, no matter how much it's going to cost you. Your words should be always, you know, never go beyond your word. If I said something, I'm going to give it to you. If I promise to you, no matter how much it's going to take me, I will take it. So we have this investment from Jing Wong, and we have to still register his share. It's been 2 years, we are still processing his work. I haven't sold any share to the other person yet. I will register his share because it's my word. I can't give somebody else which I promised to someone. So these are the things other people will remember about you, and you make sure that do not cheat on anybody. Yeah.
Did you are you using any of the SDGs, like the Sustainable Development Goals, in your company?
Right. So what is sustainable for us is that we know that now the electric bikes and those things are coming up. So we are very much aware of those things, that the market we are there is still behind with the motorbikes, and that's fine. But we are making our new software into the way where we can easily integrate to the new technology. Like GoMore are doing with this keyless stuff things, and we are planning to do the same things with now new motorbikes are coming with the keyless thing. So these are the things we are looking into it. To how we will be, because sustainability has its own definition and different things, and sustainability will be defined in a different way what it suits to us in our business. For us, is how to sustain in the business by making changes what's happening in the market. So we are looking into all these things every day. Yes, more.
You haven't told us the coconut story.
Ah, the coconut story. Okay. Coconuts. All right. So then I have to tell you something more about it. So how the coconut story starts. So 2013, I think it was 2012, I was drunk in a bar. And in the Philippines, they put a lot of smoke through this vapor thing, right? And then this door opens, and then there's this blonde girl was coming. And I was drunk, so I saw she's an angel. She was a blonde Danish girl who was walking through this to this door. And I was maybe influenced on the alcohol, or I don't know what. I was really inspired by her. So I approached her, I talked with her, and then we get along with each other, we get married, and that was the reason I went to the Philippines. And the reason I was kicked out because I was divorced. So I was kicked out in 2015.
No, you didn't go to Philippines, you went to Denmark. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Philippines.
Sorry, Denmark, yes. So when I married her, of course, she told me that we get SU, we get all this thing, come to Denmark. Denmark is a very good country. I said, all right. But it didn't happen with me. Before I get my residence permit, we were already divorced. I was on my way to back, and for me to come back, I have to pay the tuition fee. So I don't have to get, never get SU from Danish. I did get some time, yes, when I was still married with her. So after everything happened, I went back to the Philippines while I was doing book 2 wheel. Because I was so much stranded with the money, I have to look for resources. There is nobody coming for me to rescue and sending me money in the Philippines. And it's become expensive when you don't have money. You have to pay for everything yourself, and I was adult now. I can't go and ask for the money. So what I did, I started to go around into the trade shows and all this where people bring their products and sell their products, right? So I went to this show and I met this guy who was selling organic products like coconut soap, different type of soap, and he was selling also coconut oil. So I said, how much will you sell me this coconut oil? He said, I'll sell you 52.50. I said, fine, I'll sell it for 68. So I took pictures of his coconut oil. I went to this Alibaba, they were nice. They will let you upload your product. Today they ask you $2,000 to upload your product. So I uploaded this product. The Chinese guy, the Jing Wang actually, he wrote me that he wants to buy a product. And I never saw this product, so I went on meeting with him and he said, give me a sample. I ordered the sample from this guy and I gave him some sample. And then he really liked with me because I told him he has to pay me 50% advance payment to order, and then he will give me 50% when I finish the order. And I told him that, you know, you can keep my passport as a security if in just case you don't trust me. But believe me, if you give me something, I will make sure you will get your order. He gave me first order for 5,000 bottles. I said, this is too much. I never tried it. Give me with the 1,000 bottles. Let me do the 1,000 bottles, and then we go 2,000 and 3,000. So he gave me the order. I talked with the guy. We had a deal. He finished the order. We sent the order, and that's how I started a new business. I have nothing invested in, only a few hours of my time and doing that thing. And then we had so many orders of this. And that's how Jingwon was able to give me a large amount, because I was already doing business with him in millions of transactions with those. So also I used this cash to actually fund Book 2 Wheel. If I would not have this coconut cash, I wouldn't be able to also sustain this business. So I needed to have some kind of, you know, you learn this word cash cow. So that was my cash cow, and then my market star is Book 2 Wheel, which is making me stand here. So I funded my cash cow into market star. Yes.
Do you still sell coconut oil?
No more anymore.
Okay, you just
Yeah. Because now I think I am too much busy into this business, and this business is making me more cash. So now I'm using the cash out of here to invest into other things. Feel free to ask questions, yes.
Yeah, in your opinion, which are the best way to find the best people in your team, and how could you draft the people in your team?
Right. We had a lot of interns. Emilia is one of the interns as well. She has been a great designer for us. So now, since she worked for me, if one of you have in your team, she's a very good in prototyping, and if you go on pitching, you need a very good prototype. So people like we had, we really have them as freelance, you know. So give a try. You can't judge people by one interview or second interview. You have to go through with them sometime. Yeah.
Why did you sell your cash cow?
Why did I sell my cash cow?
Yeah.
So I because Jing Wang is was the only one buyer for that one. And Jing was also partner with me in the Book 2 Wheel. And also market change in the Philippines. Tourists was not buying that anymore. For me, exit was easy because I'm not losing anything here. I didn't invest anything in that business. It was just my trust and my skills, probably sales skills, which made me to earn that cash.
What would you say has been your biggest struggle in your company? Like the one that you can just point out, I'm having a hard time with this.
Myself. it's hard for me to focus on one thing, so I have to really struggle to focus on one thing and delegate myself to the task. Like, for me to come here, I have to first prepare the pitch, right? So I have to tell myself, do not do any other thing, just close yourself in one place and prepare the pitch and what I want to say tomorrow. And also for me, it's hard to follow things. I forget a lot of things, so I try to write down things on my hands, so if I remember it, or I put it on big pages in front of me. I struggle with those things. Yes?
How much of your success do you contribute to hard work and skill, and how much do you think was luck?
When you use the word luck, there is no such thing in life, luck. Trust me.
Right, but you have to get a little lucky for Jing Wang to invite you and order 5,000 bottles from you or something.
Yeah.
Like, it could have, you know, not
So,
happened.
so, you know, in my culture we say that, so I tell you a joke about that. So my father recently told me a joke. He said there was a guy, he was a Muslim, so he goes to the pray and he tell the God, please give me a son, please give me a son. And one day the God sent an angel to him and said, son, please get married, then I will give you a son. You know, so to happen a luck, you have to try it. And if you don't get out of the house, there will be no luck. I wouldn't say luck. I don't believe in luck, because anybody who, Morten, if he's making money, he tried it. The luck is just, for me.
I like to add something, because it's funny how those people who always work the most and try the most things, they're also the most lucky.
Yeah.
I've heard many people say that I was lucky in different circumstances, but I've been trying to start 15 businesses or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's funny how those who work the most are always the ones that are always also lucky. Right?
Yeah. Ask Morten, he's been doing businesses for a long time and he has to struggle so much. If he's sitting here, it's not an easy, and if he just smile here, you don't know the pain behind how much it goes. So there is a struggle. I don't believe that there is a luck here. Yes, Morten?
Yeah. Do you have like some one or two advice for people who wants to start their own company? I think a lot of people here would like to start a company maybe one day. Do you have some advice for them?
Yes. So I learned this word, fail fast forward, right? And I think some of you have also learned this word. If you want to start something today, do not just sit and waste time that, we should do this, you should do that. Find people in between your group who are, challenger taker, who can go out and start doing things, because until you don't go out of this room or from this building, you're not going to do anything. So start something with the very small and fail and go on. Like the first website we made was shit. I still consider the website is online is shit, and I still consider that what we are working is shit, but we can improve it better. So, I'm the most criticized on my own service every day, and that's make me to improve it, but it never stopped me. Like, many people would say, hey, this is shit, you could do that, you could do that. It takes time, We are building page by page. Amelia made our first prototype. We used some of the work from her prototype. Now we are working with another prototype. We are using, she's another intern in our company, and now she's doing another prototyping. We're using her prototypes. So, you have to start with something and fail it and then start all over again.
Do you mainly use like Google Analytics to collect your data, or how do you collect your data too?
So for us, it's like data is not a problem anymore. We are running business for 3 years now. We get all the bookings and we segregate them, and we see that 56% of our customers are coming from the Philippines, and then there are 48% are foreigner. So we made this option in our checkout system, the nationality. So that tells us actually where our customers are coming from. So we rely on our internal data, and Google AdWords help us to market how we want to market, but you will only know the data once you start. If you haven't started a business, what's Google going to give you?
Did you, like, with your pitch, like, maybe you're going to take this tomorrow, but what kind of financial or economical statement did you use? Like, for example, if you had your own business already running, but if you are not starting to run your business and take this to the Danish awards, like, would you do a economical forecast, for example, for that business, or would you do a break even? What did you use in your pitch to?
So, you know, I only had 7 customers in my report. You can YouTube on it, Book 2 Wheel Danish Entrepreneurship Award, and that was in Denmark. So while we were preparing for the Danish Entrepreneurship Award, I had like 7 bikes from someone, and I started to rent out in Odense city, and that was the data I have when I went out with them. So present your data into hours. So 7 people are renting maybe 1 month, and that was you know, times 24, how many hours we sold. In terms of, you know, there's you can do those tricks. Plus, but what is more important, if you tell me that 1 month you were here and today you are here, that's also a data. Like today we find a Morten and he's willing to invest in our idea, you know, those things, values. You just have to tell where you started and where you are. That's the most important business.
What time is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have a 16, yeah, 16, right?
Yeah.
16 to 18, yeah.
At Boxen.
Yeah, at Boxen. So there I will show you my page. I will show you how to pitch, who should pitch, you know, how to use the time, and you have to always use story when you tell somebody. If I would not tell you those stories, you're not going to probably remember anything. Now you might remember something, the stories I tell you. So make stories, always things, because then you're going to remember this. Any other questions? Yes.
Okay, last question.
Let me take from him and then I'll get back.
Okay.
So we could actually also invest if we were interested.
Yeah, come to me. I'll show you different portfolio that what's best for you. If you want to get really every 15 days something out of it, I can tell you buy this bike now from this person, invest with this maybe 2,000 or 4,000 kroner and get 500 every 15 days or maybe 1 month. When your money is out and back, take exit strategy and take your money out and buy.
How does that work as a Danish citizen?
Yeah.
Now this enterprise company is registered Filipino, and the process itself.
We have a corporation.
A lot of effort,
No, we have a corporation in the Denmark as well. You can just have a simple agreement that I want to invest this and I want to take this return, and then you could put the money in the bank. We put that money to the where we want to buy, and then that comes to this bank and then give it to you. You pay your own taxes. Whatever you earn from us is none of our business. We give you what we promised to you. Yes?
Maybe obvious one, but like you're talking about how you reinvest your money again and again and again. You would use that in your pitch. Wouldn't that be a good quality to say that in a pitch? So an investor would say, okay, he is maybe not getting much out of it at the moment, but he's willing to reinvest his money again and again instead of taking out the company.
You only have 4 minutes,
Yeah.
right? And you can only talk keywords.
Okay.
I have 1 hour, I can say whatever I want. But if you look at my pitch, I was very using keywords. You can't even use the whole sentence in 4 minutes when you have to talk 10 different steps. So you have to stick with the formula I will give you. It will help you tomorrow. So just follow that formula. It might help you.
I think the Danish students found out yesterday how short 4 minutes is, because we had a test pitch yesterday with 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And few of them actually finished in the 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow the internationals will have the same thing, so tomorrow afternoon they'll know how short 4 minutes is.
Yeah.
So they'll be desperate to get some advice from you.
Yeah, exactly. 4 minutes is like very small, so you have to. You can watch my pitch before coming to the class. Have you found it? It's on YouTube. I actually have 2 pitches there. Try to see. I can show you the pitch. There are 2 pitches. I won actually another award, so there are 2 pitches there.